Hi, my name is Daniel Watson. Thanks for the introduction, Linda. I work in the Learning Abroad office. I am the marketing and technology coordinator for our office, and I also supervise a portfolio of students who go on social work programs. I'm going to be given a brief introduction today just about what Learning Abroad is and some other important information about it. So first things first, what is Learning Abroad? It's the opportunity to live, study, and intern abroad. All with the overall goal of enhancing your academic and career goals while you're here at the University of Utah getting a degree that will then get you a job in the field that you're looking at. Notice here, live and study, that's pretty common, and then intern. We also have a fairly large portfolio of internships that you're able to do. And then my colleague is also going to be talking about Hinckley after this, so listen up for those internship opportunities. So really, I think it's important to take a look at why students learn abroad when they're at the University of Utah, what our students kind of gain from these experiences. The most important one for us really is that you're making progress towards graduation. It's a common myth that these programs will put you behind to graduate, and you may not be able to get the major credit that you might need for a specific requirement within your major. And I'm here to tell you that that's definitely not the case. As long as you're working with your academic advisor and working with us, our goal is to make sure that these programs do not put you behind in terms of graduation. You can complete major or minor credits on majority of our programs and or general ed credits. An important one being the international requirement, which is a general education requirement at the University of Utah that you can fulfill by taking one of our programs that's 3 credits or more, which is the majority of our programs. Another reason that our students study abroad, participate on a Learning Abroad program, is it really gives them a new perspective into the field and or major that they're studying. You know, when you're in a classroom constantly learning something and don't necessarily see it being applied by kind of diverse professions out in the world, it's hard to know what you can do with a specific degree. I myself was a history major, and you know, in undergrad maybe didn't find a ton of immediate applications for that, but my Learning Abroad experience, and we hear this from our students who come back, that their Learning Abroad experience really helps them kind of focus this and gives them options for what they might want to do in a given field and with their major. Of course, learning a language is a reason that our students learning abroad. I will say that the majority of our students are participating on English language programs. They don't have to be focused on language, but if you do want to study a language, really boost your proficiency in a given language, I highly recommend it. Whether you want to do Spanish, French, German, Chinese, Japanese, we have a new intensive Arabic program that's going to be starting next summer. So if learning a language is one of your goals, this is a great opportunity to improve that. Achieving your personal goals, if you want to live outside of the United States, study outside of the United States, work outside of the US, this is a great opportunity to do so, especially since once you graduate, things might be more complicated. Whether you have an apartment, a dog, a partner, it can be easier now to do it with our office supporting you, as well as the scholarship and money that we have to put behind students to participate on these opportunities. So now's a good time to take advantage of it. And then finally, a big thing that we want to say is that learning abroad is a very large resume enhancer. Only 1 in 10 students nationally will have learned abroad by the time they graduate. And yet we know from statistics, from research, that students who participate on learning abroad are able to find jobs faster, able to have a higher starting salary once they graduate than their peers who haven't. And they're really able to develop fundamentally important career skills like confidence, independence, problem solving, adaptability that their peers on campus might not be able to do. So this really is an opportunity to make yourself stand out. So we highly encourage you to take advantage of it. So what does a timeline for this look like? I've got here kind of the year-long timeline. We like to say that it takes about 12 months to plan for a learning abroad program. If you look on the left hand of this, we've got the end of the summer, the beginning of fall. So we want you to be thinking about it kind of right now. One of the first things you should do is complete Learning Abroad 101. This is a one-time information session, which covers a lot of the nuts and bolts about how to learn abroad and kind of what to expect. So if you send us an email with your name and UID and say, please enroll me in this, it's not for credit, but it is mandatory for everyone who wants to participate on the Learning Abroad program. So go in and get that done. After you've done that, you can meet with one of our Learning Abroad coordinators. So that's our advising staff who work with groups, who work with students based on the majors that they come from. So we have a coordinator for students who are studying health, for students who are studying engineering, humanities. And so they have kind of a level of expertise within those given fields of studies to advise you on. So come in and talk to one of our coordinators, and then also be sure to be talking to your academic advisor because they're going to be the ones who are helping to make sure that you're on track to graduate. So once you've done that and kind of laid out some specific goals that you might want to achieve on a learning abroad program, whether it's a language or getting specific major requirements, start looking at scholarships. The earlier you do this, the better, and the more time there will be for our office to help you craft, you know, a better essay, or send you guys over to Career and Professional Development Services to have them help out. You know, there's a lot of resources that we can point you in the direction of. And then between November and February of a year, looking for a program to apply for. So it's about 12 months, and this is for learning abroad in the summer when most of our students go. But if you wanted to be learning abroad in the fall or the spring, you could just push it back 12 months and kind of start from there. I do want to talk really briefly kind of about budget and costs. One of the biggest misconceptions about learning abroad is that it must be more expensive than studying here in the US, than studying here at the U. So this is a comparison. I'm not going to get too much into it, but the red is the cost of a fall semester at the University of Utah, and the blue is the cost of a learning abroad program that goes for a full semester, and they're in Tuscany studying architecture. So this is specific to architecture. There are some prereqs for architecture that you would need. But what I wanted to show here is that holistically, if you look at the varying costs between what it would cost to live and study in Salt Lake City versus what it would be to be in Tuscany in this case, is the costs are almost identical. Now, there are always going to be a difference in cost in terms of travel because there's the added travel, the flight cost. But other than that, you can see that we have a tuition discount for credits on our faculty-led programs. And so that can really make up the difference in terms of the overall cost. So when you are thinking about learning abroad, make sure you think holistically about things like costs of living. If you were to choose to go learn abroad in a city like London or Paris, where the cost of living is higher than Salt Lake City, that might be an added cost. But if you're able to find locations where the cost is the same, it could be that they cost the same and or less. So please keep that in mind. Really quickly too, our office gives out roughly $250,000 in scholarships. And last academic year, students from the U received almost $500,000 in scholarships to learn abroad. And so don't let anyone tell you that there's not funding for this. We have a number of scholarships that we distribute. That's the Office for Global Engagement scholarships there in the red. And then there are both departmental scholarships and external scholarships that we're pretty adept in helping our students receive to participate on a program. So come and ask us. We have scholarship funding. It's there for you, so we want you guys to apply for it. I would be remiss if I didn't cover a couple of really quick questions that we're getting regarding COVID-19 and how it's impacting learning abroad. So our fall 2020 program application dates are passed, and so you kind of missed the boat for that if you were hoping to apply for those. However, for spring 2021, the question is still, will I be able to learn abroad? Currently, the plan is yes, and we hope that to be the case, but that will obviously be up to a variety of reasons, whether there's safe or unsafe travel conditions, delayed application times in passports and visas, and whether the U may cancel international travel. But as of right now, spring 2021 programs are a go, as well as programs after that. Should I apply for scholarships for upcoming terms? The answer is definitely yes. Our policy is that if your program is canceled due to COVID-19, that we're going to hold your scholarships for up to 18 months. So that will give you plenty of time, if you are a recipient of a scholarship for a given term, to reapply to a program down the line. I'll also say that because we have a lower amount of students applying to learn abroad right at the moment, if you apply now for scholarships for a given upcoming term, it may be that you're part of a smaller pool than normal, so there might be even a better chance of getting scholarships. And we're going to hold them for you for more than a year. So it's a no-brainer to apply for those now. And then last, what happens if I've committed to an upcoming program and no longer feel comfortable participating? That's totally okay. If the program is canceled due to COVID-19, all of the program will be refunded, including your initial payment, but you will need to submit a withdrawal form for that as soon as possible. And we have on our website as well an FAQ page regarding all of these questions. So if you do have any further questions, you can reference that page and or email our office. So to wrap up, if you go to our website, which is learningabroad.utah.edu, and scroll down, there is a search and apply button where you can look at the database of programs that we have, take a look at those and start looking at our scholarships, our programs, seeing what might meet your goals and priorities. And then lastly, I'll say that That first step, signing up for Learning Abroad 101, is something that you can do right now. You could do it over the summer and get that completed. So feel free to reach out to us. Our email address is there, learningabroad@utah.edu. Send us an email with your name and your UID and say, hey, I want to sign up for Learning Abroad 101, and it'll get you in the pipeline for participating on an upcoming Learning Abroad program. The times on here, our office is currently closed on campus, but we are taking phone calls at that phone number, as well as you can contact us by email, be the best way. So please follow us on social media, and we look forward to working with you in the future.